yeah, y'all come on in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. I'm out here. The tailgate experience.
All the way up. We about to take the victory. Go. All right. Deep down. Let's keep it down. What do we got right here? Who in the house right here? All right.
Roll on up. A happy birthday to this.
Y'all know what time it is. Monday Night Football don't beat no better than this. I'm trying to tell you. That's it. All right. Who we got right here? We got right here. Wonder Woman back here. It's taking out. All right, what you guys say? What you guys say? That's a list. All right. That's a list. Like Fergie. All right. Yeah. Southeast Town. That's good. All right. Right here, y'all have Royal Lions. Tailgate one. Oh, man. It's on. We told y'all we gonna be y'all that soon. And y'all know what's happening. All right.
What's up, everybody, man? I'm excited to be here tonight. Welcome to the Tailgate Experience, where we talk NFL football. And I'm telling you, the NFL football landscapes is starting to take shape. It is starting to take mold. And as you can see, I'm going to put it on the screen right here. Shouts out to these boys right here, man. Whoo! Sitting apart the number one spots right here. You got the Lions, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles. The Vikings with a backup quarterback is sitting atop where they will have a chance to come here and make the playoffs, where they clinch their division. So the division clinchers right here, the Lions, the Eagles, and the Vikings, they have a spot already secured into the playoffs. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Steelers, the Texans, the Ravens are all secured for the playoffs. Now, in the hunt, you have teams like the Chargers who are 9-6 in the first year of your boy, good Jim Harbaugh over there, my guy. In the first year under him, 9-6, a successful season for this NFL coach over here, which I always say, it was always Jim Harbaugh's world. We could have had Jim Harbaugh in Carolina. But look at this right here. Sean Payton puts Russell Wilson and sends him to, the Steelers. And now look at them, 9-6. They're sitting atop in the hunt. And they have a chance to come out here and potentially finish 10-7. They got the potential to finish 10-7 and win out, because once again, someone told me at some point in time, like, the Broncos were not going to be a good team this year is what they told me, and I told them then they were wrong. I even want to bet off of them. So now that you can see a full perspective, and it's on your screen right here, just in case y'all wondering what their record is. See right here? The Broncos 9-6 is sitting here amongst some of the best teams in the league. And if you look on the opposite side of the spectrum, in the hunt, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who sits right now in our own division, right now 8-6. Then you got the 8-6 Rams. Then the Packers 10-4, and the Commanders 9-5 are the guys that's in the hunt for a wild card. Now on the bubble, which is teams that we all know basically they mathematically aren't out of it, but we really don't see much hope in them actually getting there. If at the end of the day, the Colts, be mindful, the Colts with Anthony Richardson is sitting at 6-8. 6-8. A team now the rookies. Now it would be crazy if he would have made a playoffs or he had a chance to make the playoffs, and then you sit here and you look at Bryce Young out of that same draft class and he can't even scratch the playoffs. That would be a second quarterback, but CJ Stroud always in that same draft class scratching the playoffs. That would be crazy, but it's less likely to happen. Like I said, at 6-8, they'd have to continue winning on out. And like I said, they got Tennessee this week right here, so they should beat Tennessee. Tennessee isn't hard. Seahawks this week has a tall task ahead of them because they have Minnesota, and like I said, Sam Darnold is looking like the answer to their prayers in Minnesota. But I heard one of the commentators said this thing today, and this is what he said. He said, take a look at Kevin O'Connell. He said, I don't think people give Kevin O'Connell credit. He said, look at Kirk Cousins with Kevin O'Connell. He was a top-tier quarterback, a top 15 quarterback. Without Kevin O'Connell, your boy has fallen off the face of the earth. And he has been benched in Atlanta. And as you see, the reports in Atlanta right now is Kirk Cousins is expected to be released. You pay this cat over $180 million to release him? My God. Atlanta. That's another team, like I said, even if they do win out the rest of the season and go 3-1, they still can't win the division. Tampa Bay 8-6, like I said, they're only a game ahead of them. But it's Tampa Bay's schedule is, you can take a look at their schedule and tell that they're going to win that division because they have teams like the Carolina Panthers left, the Saints, cakewalks for them. Now I love Michael Penix, but Michael Penix ain't Jesus. Even if he was to win out, it still would be a tall task ahead of them. But the point I was trying to make, look at Kirk Cousins after he has left Kevin O'Connell. He lost his arm strength, he lost his direction, his mobility. He can't seemingly do anything. Now look at anyone in Kevin O'Connell's system. Go back and look at J.J. McCartney for preseason. He put up 210 yards in the first quarter. Against a team. Then you take your time and you look and you say, well, look at all the quarterbacks that they got on their roster, from Sam Darnold to, I think it's Jake Hayner. So all those they got a bevy of guys as backups, and Kevin O'Connell keeps seemingly just this next man up mentality. He is one hell of a coach. Offensively, he is a brilliant mind. I don't believe he gets enough credit for how brilliant he is as an offensive innovator. Yes, he is from that same system, from the Shanahans, but hey, it's all good. We understand how brilliant those guys is. But today is the cream of the crop. We're here to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. The Pittsburgh Steelers, and then, like I said, the Ravens. For the first time in a long time, the Ravens beat the Steelers. At the last, 3-4 meets that they had Lamar number. Every time he would come up small. This time, the difference in this game right here, now be mindful, I could go show you the numbers. Russell Wilson had 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Okay? Lamar Jackson had 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception, and 125 quarterback rating. The difference in the two was this nigga right here, Derrick Henry. 162 yards on the ground, breaking a 44-yard run. He didn't have any touchdowns, but my God, when you average 6.7 yards a run, my God, That boy Derrick Henry was different today. I'm not even gonna lie. If they able to get in the playoffs with, because they confuse a lot of people with the zone run schemes that they have between Lamar and Derrick Henry. You just can't clue in on one person. You have to account for the other man. And I think that's the difference right there this year than it was before. Having a dual threat or dual tandem system where you got two guys that's exceptionally Hall of Fame talent. That's the difference. You got a Hall of Fame talent at quarterback and a Hall of Fame talent at running back. You able to control time of possession and you able to control offensively moving the sticks, and you easily do it because those two are two supreme talents, and it's pretty dope to watch. So I'm putting this out here. There's a Patrick Mahomes. There's a Josh Allen. Let me take a look at this playoff picture again. Let me make sure I put it that way I'm crystal clear. There is CJ Stroud, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson that the Ravens have to face this year for the playoffs. Those 5 teams. The Texans at 9-6 right now. The Steelers at 10-5. The Bills at 11-3. The Chiefs at 14-1. Is your road to your legacy, your road to you going to another level, your road from going to a MVP, an elite quarterback to a legendary, because let me tell you something. Lamar Jackson and the numbers that he has put up regular season is basically what we saw from Peyton, what we would say in relative manner of what we saw from Peyton Manning. Remember, we saw that 7-8 years in a row where he would have first round exits, and we kept saying he can't win the big one. He's a great regular season quarterback, but he just can't win the big one. And now you're looking at this guy with what they surrounded him with this year. Zay Flowers. Oh my God. I watched that little fella drag cats with him tonight. Like watching Zay Flowers, he had over 100 yards receiving. Once again, that boy got the heart of a lion. If there's anything with the difference makers on this team right here, is Zay Flowers and Derrick Henry. 2 incredible talents that will be able to help him this year. Andrews, the tight end, Isaiah Likely. They have a squad here for the Ravens. And if you're a Raven fan and you're watching this right here, I see you. I'm letting you know I see you. I see the talent. I see what you're capable of doing. It's going to come down to when it matters the most. What can you do to take this thing to the next level? Because we saw Lamar and he dueling Patrick Mahomes. Everybody know that Patrick Mahomes is the Michael Jordan of this era. Patrick Mahomes, 6-time Pro Bowler. Like I said, Patrick Mahomes, the guy. In this era, he will block you from a ring. Can Lamar Jackson take this thing to the next level? And when I say thing to the next level, win the big championship. That's the only Achilles heel that we have for him. He's electric. He has the ability to break down plays, break down defense. Like I said, we saw 5 touchdowns from him a couple of games this season. We saw 3 touchdowns back to back. Consistently, he has been one of the most dominating figures in regular football this year. In all of football, he's been one of the most dominating figures this entire season. And I'm thinking it's between him and Josh Allen for MVP again. Like I said, if he wins a third one, this guy should be sitting on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks because, like I said, he'll be a future Hall of Famer. At this point in time, I've never been a fan of Lamar Jackson because I didn't believe into him. When I always talked about to me, and this is me only. There's only a handful of elite quarterbacks in this league. There's only a handful, and I'd say there's about 4, maybe 5 potentially. There's 4, and then there's guys knocking on the door. There is Patrick Mahomes. That's number 1. There is Josh Allen. We watch him duel Patrick Mahomes year in, year out. Had he had one more player or two to help him out, you talking about stuff could be potentially different. There is, and this is the most controversial one for me because I'll say a guy like after Patrick Mahomes, after Josh Allen, I put Joe Burrow as the 3rd best guy, and then I say a guy like I said, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson would be in that top 4, and then you got guys like right now C.J. Stroud on the outside looking in, knocking on the door. So it's one of those things. It's one of those things, man. You gotta understand. From here, I never knocked Lamar Jackson's playing style or anything. What I always said that this guy's exceptional. He's a 2-time MVP. It's just I have seen him once again come up small, like last year, passing when his strength is getting out and making plays with his feet. And he wanted to prove to everybody last year, him and Todd Monken from Georgia wanted to prove to everybody that, hey, I have the arm that I can come out here and duel and go back and forth. And it cost him last year. This year they said, okay, we're gonna do things a little bit different. We're gonna get out here, we're gonna get your boy Derrick Henry. King Henry has changed the tides of this offense. And the power that you're seeing from this offense is incredible. I don't think that they're right now. If you're looking at this Ravens team and you're in the playoffs, I don't think there's a team that screams that, hey, we want to face these boys first because they're just that dangerous. Even the Chiefs right here, I believe it's their year to fall off. Everybody know every year Patrick Mahomes can turn it on, turn it off. I believe that this year, this is the season that, okay, he doesn't make it as deep as we think going to the playoffs. I mean, going to the Super Bowl. I don't think Super Bowl is in it for Patrick Mahomes this year. It just seems to be that everybody has had to elevate themselves to the point to be able here to come out and take it to the next level. So that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm alluding to. If it makes sense to you, and like I said, I've never been one to just jump all over somebody for an opinion that they have. I'm just putting that out there. And welcome, like I said, to the Tailgate Experience. It's one of our new channels. Like I said, we just started up from the ground up. To anybody that's here for the first time, like and subscribe. We building this thing from the ground up. So yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm telling you, Lamar Jackson, and I like what I saw from him. It's the consistency this year. But it seems to be that different animal is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, with a full head of steam, I don't think he can be stopped. He's going to get 100 yards regardless. And in today's NFL, 100 yards gives you more than enough chances to come out here and win. No matter what you got. No matter what you got on that field, if you got a guy like Derrick Henry that's able to come out here and literally take his time, put his head down, and bowl through and get you 6.7 yards a carry, my God. You got a chance to come out here and, like I said, be incredible every single week. No matter if you do throw an interception, it's not going to hurt you as much because this is what I want to see. When playoff football comes in and things slow down, how is Lamar Jackson going to take to defenses keying in on Derrick Henry and defenses keying in on Zay Flowers? because defenses are gonna scheme to take those two guys out because they're gonna say, okay, we want Lamar to beat us. That's what they're gonna say come playoff time. We want Lamar with his arm to beat us, and we're gonna take Zay Flowers away. And we're gonna force somebody else on this team to step up. Now, can it Isaiah Likely? Can Andrews? Can any other weapon than what they got right now, other than Zay Flowers, step up and be a receiving threat? Because if this is what I'm looking at, the Ravens going to be, they're going to try to key and take away that run game, that strong run game that they got. They're going to try to minimize it a little bit. You can slow it down a little bit. You ain't gonna be able to shut them all the way down because Derrick Henry he like that. But if you can limit him to about 80 yards a game versus him coming out getting 100, 120, and Lord have mercy, if you let him get 100, 140, 160, that's your ass. But yeah, if you could limit them boys a little bit, and like I say, Zay Flowers is a little guy. Get up on that line and you press him a little bit more. See if how he do against that press coverage, and put a man on him all night long, and force somebody else to come over here and make a play. Let's see what the Ravens look like once stuff like that start happening in the game plan. What's up with your Relax and Talk Sports? I see you. And like I said, traditionally, I have been a guy. I like traditional drop back passers. I like guys that, even though, as a Panther fan, we've had Cam Newton, we've had that style of quarterback that Lamar Jackson is. I still think that it's not conducive to winning. We haven't seen. I mean, you can call Patrick Mahomes a dual threat. He has the ability to run, but it's not one of the things that he focalizes on. But we haven't seen a guy of his caliber come out and win a Super Bowl yet. That, well, they're going to, never mind, because they're going to bring up old boy from, they're going to bring Doug up. Never mind. All I'm going to say right now, and I'm going to say this right here. This is the year of no excuses for the Ravens. I say that, and I say that with a full heart. This is the year of no excuses. I don't want to hear Lamar doesn't have a run game. I don't want to hear he don't have a number one receiver. I don't want to hear he don't have his tight end couldn't get open. He got two tight ends. He got Andrews and he got Isaiah Likely. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear the play caller couldn't get it down the field this year. I don't want to hear that. The excuses is going to stop this year. Two-time MVP should be hosting that Lombardi Trophy at some point in time. It's time to solidify his entire career. Because when you talk about what an elite quarterback is, he has elite traits. He has elite breakaway speed. He has elite arm strength. He has elite decision making. He is an elite quarterback. Like I just told you, him, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is not winning right now at the moment, but he still is an elite quarterback. We watched this boy get sacked 10 times and tow the team to the Super Bowl. And he has basically paid for doing that because he's been getting injured because the Bengals has just not put enough on that offensive line for that young man. They're going to end up getting him killed. He's gonna be just like my man from Indianapolis. He's going to be just like Andrew Luck. Joe Burrow is going to be this era's version of Andrew Luck if they don't fuck around and get him a good offensive line. If they don't get him help, he's going to be walking around retiring early and having a bag holding his shit on the side. The boy a killer. He's a sniper at quarterback. But make no mistake about it. He need help over there on that line. You can have Jamar Chase, you can have whatever you want, but he needs offensive line help, protection. Because and Patrick Mahomes said it himself. There's only one guy he fearing the entire league, and that's Joe Burrow. He's like that boy got the look of a killer in his eyes. Now, Josh Allen, he probably going to get his first MVP this year. He is going to be sought after as one of the guys that you could say, okay, in this era, he duel Mahomes every time you see him. He is going to be ascended this year too. That's why I say the pathway to success this year for Lamar Jackson, it has Buffalo in his way, it has the Steelers in his way, and it has the Chiefs in his way. He's gonna have to carve through them big trees right there to be able to come out and make things happen. So I just want to talk about Lamar Jackson a little bit and the expectations for him going forward and understanding the landscape of where he's sitting at. And this is no hate, no shade whatsoever on him. And to anybody who don't know me or prospective viewer, understand that I love Lamar. I just wasn't a fan of his style of play for years. But like I said, you got to respect the Ravens and the way they're playing right now. You got to respect it. Derrick Henry, like I said, 162 yards. This is something that they didn't have last year. They didn't have that. They didn't have a guy that when all else fails and everything breaks down, you could give the ball to him and he can make lemons out of lemonade. He can make lemonade with it. They didn't have that. Zay Flowers can make a 10-yard gain, a 30-yard gain easily because his electricity. The young fella is electric. So yeah, my man 704, so he died of Bo Nix and all them boys. He got to eat crow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The shit that they talk about with Denver, and the way how they talked about Denver like a dog, I keep telling y'all, Sean Payton just needed his guy in there. Russell Wilson was not his guy. Russell Wilson was a diva for him. Coming in, he alleviating himself from the locker room. He wanting his own pocket space and shit like that. Sean Payton said, I got to get this shit out of here. I need an egoless quarterback. I need a quarterback that can come in and do what the fuck I need him to do, not somebody who could buck up against me and tell me what he want to do. It's going to cause too much friction. And then on top of that, they wanted him to take a pay cut, and he didn't want to do it, so they got him the fuck up out of here. So hence, like I said, Sean Payton is a damn good coach too. You can clearly see that. But shout out, like I said, to everybody in the chat. Make sure you comment, you like, and subscribe. Hopefully we talk something good over here today. Like I said, Lamar Jackson was the topic. I just want to do a little bit of talking about that. We're going to come back forth with some more. I'm always bring it to you as I do. Man, it's your boy, Dub Q.